Hanko Chow! What's up, bro?
Hey, Steven.
Everyone, today's video, Hanko did the unthinkable. He finished third place with K9, Memento, Beansmith, Goblin, Biker, 4. Just when you thought 300 wasn't enough, he brought 4. So today, Hanko's gonna explain how he did it and why he is the third best player in Toronto after me and Jesse. Explain what you did, my friend.
I was bored of playing Malice, so I decided to play this
An
deck.
even more boring deck?
Well, I was playing this deck for
So you made it fun. You made it fun, though.
Yeah. I was playing this deck for like 3 months for Nats and stuff. And I got bored of it after Nats and then whatnot. But yeah, there's these new K9 cards that revolve around like level 5 monsters. And this deck has level 5 monsters.
Yes.
So I was like, there's probably something going on with this. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways for the deck to get into it, but like there's even some combos I did back then where I could combo into Memento, but like there's been a lot of last minute changes. And but before I get to that, make sure to watch all of Steven's videos and masterclasses on Yummy, because you know Yummy's a good deck. Let's say that. Yes, it's a good deck. It might even be like the next like annoying deck to play against, in my opinion. It could be like the next Fluunderies and Malice kind of strategy, you know, like where you get so bored of playing against it, you gotta learn from the best how to beat it, you know? Oh my goodness.
And hey guys, I saw a lot of Hanko matches. I was intrigued. His deck is spicy and keeps playing forever. So you guys are in for a doozy.
Yeah.
Any other shout outs like to give before we start?
My bride, Nick, and
Nice stash, bro.
Yeah, one of us always tops whenever we go.
One of you always have a mustache. This time you shaved yours for the tournament.
True, I did. Yeah,
I think you could get a mustache, bro.
I usually
You
do.
could go a samurai one too, like at the bottom. You know. Anyways,
So, aside from that, shout out to the people in Barrie that believe in me, and shout out to all the haters as well. Because without the haters, they don't motivate me, I guess. I don't know.
they hate us because they ain't us.
Exactly. But other than that, this deck is really fun to play, but I definitely got really lucky today. I only lost 1 dice roll. I
Nice.
lost one dice roll, and then the rest of the were just really fun to play.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right. I don't know how bad the lighting is, but Three Tatsuno Shigo. It's level 5 and dumps monsters. 3 Stratos.
3 Stratos.
Which, yeah. 2 Goblins. He's almost like Horse, except that you can dump any card and not just monsters. Then there's Dark Blade that summons all the level 3 or lowers from your deck, and also is like spell and trap removal. Mace is kind of like Goblin because they're both level 1, except it just adds to your hand and Goblin dumps. Sleeply is your one of the 2 ways to fusion summon. It also can dump 1 card, so it's kind of like Goblin. And then there's like the 3 kind of bricks, you know, your boss monster. You can summon this card as many times as you can, as long as you can shuffle 5 with different names.
Sorry, do you consider Mesa Brick or no?
It's like the worst starter. It's the worst starter because...
But it's good enough.
Yeah.
Probably like equivalent to Sword Rise Yield normal summon? Something like that? Does that make sense?
Equivalent to like K9 Lantern maybe, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then there's Gaddock. I only drew it a few times today. And then Akihiro, I definitely drew this card more than Gaddock. But it is a level 5, so you know.
Well, did you ever just tell your opponent you want a mulligan? You're Hanko Chow, you get away with the mulligan.
Oh, I wish, bro, I wish. So those are the Memento cards. And these Fiend cards, I only chose to play Lacrima and Engraver. You don't, because of the next engine we're playing, we're choosing not to like start with Engraver. We're just choosing to have these like in your deck to summon.
Lupus effect.
And then this is the next like revolutionary hand trap, Zuna. It's actually not that great because like if more people in the room are playing Yummy, this card gets worse. It's surprisingly like
I'm on a mission to make a Zuna unplayable.
But this card is a level 5 extender if they asked you, and there's like a huge punish game to that. So yeah, that's why I wanted to play this. Then the it's not really a brick; it's a soft brick because you can summon it from your hand. Then there's these cards. I'll just bring on the other one. I chose to play Jolkol, Lantern, and one of the Case for K9 because they're both like they're all like Rise Yield. Well, no, they're not Rise Yields because they don't activate on summon, but they're gadgets. They search each other, and you just get an insane amount of pluses. Like if you can start with like Jolkol plus Tatsuno Shigo, you can like get to a Ripper and also Fiend of Combo. It's pretty strong, and you also have like the rest of your board. But you got to keep in mind that if you use Jolkol and Lantern's effective summon themselves along with another one, those cards cannot be used for a lights rank 5. So yeah, you can't make the most broken cards in the game with them.
Paradise Shitter.
Yeah, and then after that, so like we said, Azuna is kind of like a pseudo hand trap. Fualos, Aurelia, you gotta play these cards. They're like the best, but you gotta keep in mind that against Vanquish Soul Canine, they're good, but then you gotta also have an out to Paradise Smasher. Because you activated a monster effect. Now they get to like summon.
Have you ever just thought about just rolling lower than your opponent, bro?
Yeah, I mean, I got lucky and just won all my dice rolls except for one.
Did you ever get Smasher to get lucky for that too?
Anyways, 3 Ash Blossom. So this is like my hand trap lineup. I actually had like Droll and Lockbird in here too, but I chose to cut those for the Droplet and Call by the Grave.
Yeah. Thoughts?
I think Droplet was definitely a good choice, but I wanted to put this Call by in the main deck because all the Juhu decks, the Justice Thunder decks, have an interaction against deck with this card. Like you hit a Fayama, a Fimena, Herald of Arclight, or the Lupus. Yeah, so like there's interaction with this, and even like Murakumo and stuff. So yeah, and then the rest of the deck is just the Memento spells. So one of the Field spell, 3 of the Bone Party because it's a 2-card combo. I chose to cut one of the Memento fusions, even though it's like one of the strongest cards in the deck, but it's like more of like a 2 to 3 card combo most of the time. So it's kind of bricky, especially when you have like all these non-Memento names. So yeah, and then to help with consistency and connecting the decks, I chose to play Grand Breakout, just so that way like when you're summoning like Azuna, these guys, Lantern and Jokul, or even if you start with like Lacrima into like sequence and stuff, you can bait an Imperm and then like just Grand Breakout into Goblin combo. So aside from that, I think the deck list is pretty solid. And I guess I'll talk more about the extra deck because there's a theory with Droll and Lockbird I thought was really, really good, but then I cut it out last minute just because it was like a win more kind of condition. Yeah.
Does it start with the A and the second word start with a D?
Maybe, yeah. Yeah. So here we go. 2 Creation King, 1 Twin Head Dragon. This is pretty standard. Guardian Chimera to make your Memento fusion into like more disruption on your opponent's turn. Cross Sheep is like the overextend combo, so that way you're really forcing your opponent to nib you. You're like, if you don't nib me, like I'm plussing way harder. Then SB, like this is your end board piece and breaker. Fiends of cards. Wow, like this was probably what I was going to only play, but then last minute I decided to play, Sequence and Desiree. My original build like 2 days ago had Berthomet in this, so that we can go like Berthomet Cross Sheep combo into like Fiends and stuff. And if you open like Jokul Lantern and stuff, you actually had enough bodies to get there. But Desiree just kept coming up as like a board breaker, and it worked out today. And lastly, the rank 5's Ripper. So the point of playing this deck is that you have access to both Wave King and Ripper. And a lot of people are on Nibiru, so like this deck challenges Nibiru in so many different ways. You're like holding Memento Fusion, putting out free bodies on the field, and turning them into like Wave King or Ripper, and your opponent's just like, damn, if only they drew Nibiru with a combination of another hand trap. So yeah. And then to go along with the rank 5s, I chose to play Valon. I know the other guy in Seattle played the Arc Knight and also the Chaos Number, but I thought like just it's just two slots, so I didn't like that. And I really, really wanted to play this card. This card's broken, and if you're not playing this card,
I'm not playing this card.
I know you're just not gambling correctly. I guess I don't know,
the best
man.
Gambler
I only sadly though I only summoned this card once, and I mean the other guy summoned it on me at the game before, so I had to do it to him. So yeah,
that's payback. I think it's such an amazing like Charmy card. You know, Charmy, you're like, all right, here, enjoy this gift.
So there was Artifact Durandal in this, like Steven was hinting at, because if you get Fuolost or Charmy, you can summon the Durandal and they'll draw a card. You go Chainlink 1 Durandal, Chainlink 2 Droll, and then you hand rip your opponent. Like Vanquish Soul Canine can't play that because they rely on cards in the hand, but Crystron Canine and like Memento Canine can because they have graveyard effects, especially with Fiends of cards.
Yo, that's a fire play in a Droll format.
Yeah,
holy
if
shit.
people are playing Droll. Yeah. So my side deck is kind of like last minute built together, but it's really shiny at least. So yeah, 3 Lancia because we're afraid of Malice, I guess. I chose to last minute swap to a Dimensional Barrier because I kept getting bullied by my friend playing Draco Tail, and I was like, Solemn Judgments ain't cutting it. I also just wanted more coverage for the Yummy deck, and I didn't want to like lose into time because it's Memento. We're in a combo for like 20 minutes. Then we got Book of Eclipse. This is like the best board breaker probably against most of the decks except for Malice. It's just so good into Yummy. It's pretty good into Vanquish Soul. Overall, it's just a solid card this format. I also just, well, let's just talk about these. Yeah, the other cards. This was the Call by the Grave, but then I chose to like main the Call by the Grave inside the droplet. You just gotta play this. These are strong cards. And then lastly, Evenly Match. Wow. I never drew this card, but in theory, I felt like a lot of the decks just kind of lose this card. And I know this is like a battle phase deck, but I mean, there's just so many unwinnable games if you don't have this, I think.
So, just quick question: you don't feel that you would like to play like Thrust over maybe some Evenly or D barriers, like more copies of it, or do you feel that because it's a board breaker format, it doesn't always resolve as you like?
Yeah, I don't think Thrust is great in a deck like this sometimes because it feels like I have to commit to something that threatens something, and then they'll proc the Thrust, and now I have to have like another follow up. And if I'm not playing like Engraver Tract, it doesn't feel like I have a follow up.
Nice, I like it. Hanko, great job. I love to hear that. Any last words for the people of the Yu-Gi-Oh world?
Make sure to check out my TCG Player articles on TCG Player Infinite. I'm gonna have to go home and write one of the.
I read one and I requested you to send more, but you didn't.
You did?
Yeah, you don't respond to me. You're mentioning bullying when you're the one that bullies me, bro.
Whoa.
You're like, Steven, you can't even read. Why are you asking me for this? I couldn't believe it. Now we're friends.
All right. I'll send you some more later.
Thank you. Awesome, great stuff. Thank you. Congratulations. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
See ya.